A different perspective got me feeling reflective. It's Rhyme and Reason 575.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're...
Hey there, Tony here, and I hope today finds you in a good place, a good mood, good spirits, good health, and it's just that time of year that I really like. I've mentioned it multiple times, the cool breezes, cool air, starting to close in on our national, let's see, what would we call it this year? Our national right to gather together and protest day, Thanksgiving Day. Yeah. Are you getting any mail yet, from friends and relatives who, are sending out their Thanksgiving cards, Thanksgiving Day cards? I can't talk today for some reason. Anyway, I know people still send that out, and I know that regular mail gets sent from some people because I got a real nice note in the mail from my cousin Becky, who lives in Texas, and I know she listens to this podcast at least occasionally. If you're listening, Becky, thank you so much for the note. That was awesome, and I hope you don't mind me mentioning you and talking a little bit about what you sent me. But it got me, that's kind of like the title of this episode, it got me thinking. Becky was here with her family in Colorado a couple of months ago, but we didn't get together because she thought I still lived in the Denver metro area, and Elgeline and I moved to Colorado Springs a few years ago. Not everybody knows that at this point still, but, that's life. It happens that way sometimes. The part of the note that really stood out to me, though, was Becky's different perspective on me, actually. And it's kind of fun to see yourself from someone else's perspective. Cousin Becky said she and her brother and sisters always thought of my younger brother and me together. In other words, it was almost like they couldn't say my name without saying my brother's name. And, I get that because we did get that a lot. My brother and I were connected maybe a little more closely than most siblings way back then because our parents split up when we were very young. So the only person my brother saw year-round was me, and, of course, the only person I saw year-round was him. When I say that, what I'm talking about is we spent the school year, I guess you could say, each year, with my dad. So for those 9 months, we were at his place. And my mom, we'd spend summers with her in Kansas. Yeah, in case you're new here, my brother and I used to take 2 train trips each year, one from Houston to Kansas City at the end of each school year and a return trip at the end of each summer. And on one of those train trips, when I was around 10 years old, and you'll see what I mean by how this got me feeling reflective and thinking back, just Becky saying, yeah, we just couldn't say your name without saying Marty's name. That's my brother. Then I started thinking about how we used to ride the train, and then I remembered one of the particular trips. See what I'm saying? I can't even talk today. Anyway, I remember an encounter with an elderly lady in the dining car, and as I think back, she might have been younger than I am now. I hate to even say that, but I don't think so. I think she was probably at that point well into her 70s and 80s because she had her son, her grown son, walking her along. The train had made its usual extended stop in Oklahoma City, and I remember looking out the dining car window. My brother and I were, in the dining car each evening. You get called for dinner. That was included in the train ticket. And usually dinner time, at least on our trip from Houston to Kansas City, dinner time was around Oklahoma City. And I could see from the railway bridge where we had stopped, our car had stopped on a bridge, it looked like the back streets of the city. And I'm not going to get into all that. For me, it was just an adventure story. I just was looking at all that, thinking about my surroundings. I can recall back that they had real silver on real tablecloth, white linen tablecloth. On the tables, real silver. And when I say real silver, I'm not talking about stainless steel. I mean silverware. And, I might be romanticizing it a bit because this is a long time ago. But I think I remember the lady she seemed wealthy. And like I said, I remember she had a grown son with her that sort of seemed like he was her, helper or making sure that she was being watched over, that sort of thing. She was totally walking and doing everything on her own. It wasn't that she needed help for that. It's just that he was like her companion. And as they passed the table where my brother and I sat, she looked down at me and she smiled and she stopped and she turned to her son and told him to take a picture of me. She said, "Look at those big, beautiful blue eyes." And she also said, "Get a picture, just get a picture of it." And so her son took out this boxy camera like they used to have back then, and he snapped a quick picture. And the nice lady stood there smiling for a couple more moments, and then she patted me on the shoulder, and she and her son left the dining car, and of course, I never saw her again. And so that's basically the end of that little vignette. But you see what a different perspective can do? I just, I started out reading a nice card mailed to me from my cousin, and I end up telling you guys a traveling story. But I believe that's a tiny glimpse, just a tiny glimpse into the amazing design of our brains. God could have designed them to just store information that we need for survival. Just give us the things we need to go out and get food and get water and build shelter. He could have just made our brains just for that. But from his loving perspective, he knew how awesome it would be to give us memories. I hope you'll tell someone you love today something they will not soon forget. A little something they can take through life. A memory. A love vignette.
There was a ukulele lady on a corner by a Christmas tree, and a banjo bandolero with a turquoise pinky ring. Behind them was a biker who was tapping on a tambourine, and a girl whose lips were moving but you couldn't even hear her sing. And the shoppers did that shuffle that they do when the snow plays fall. Every now and then a spark would dance through a neon light. The taxi cabs would jockey for position by her store's front door, and that quirky band of minstrels played their music for nothing all night. Oh, those magic little moments. Oh, 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 that somehow slip by. Those magic little moments, those sacred vignettes that fade out with the blink of an eye. There was a crystal chandelier in the foyer of the grand estate, and the sun created prisms that would decorate the empty hall. There was marble on the floor that they waxed maybe twice a week, and a cat named Orion who was sure he was the king of it all. Late at night he would prowl for a while just to keep himself in shape, but he knew he had appointments in the morning that he couldn't be late for. He was up at the crack of dawn and headed downstairs fast, so he could chase those little prisms and go sliding across the marble floor. Oh, oh, those magic little moments. Oh, 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 that somehow slip by. Those magic little moments, those sacred vignettes that fade out with the blink of an eye. Oh, those magic little moments, those sacred vignettes that fade out with the blink of an eye. those magic little moments, those sacred vignettes that fade out with the blink of an eye.
Thank you so much for listening to my traveling rambling, and I appreciate you being there more than you know. As always, this is all brought to you by TonyFunderburk.com, where you can hustle on over there now, hit that merch tab, look for that right there at the top, the picture of the t-shirt, and you can tap on it and go get it, the one that says, "Life has rhyme and reason because God made you."
There's a rhyme